A few closing thoughts before we say goodnight. As mentioned, we made repeated offers for the county executive and the sheriff to give their side of the story, but to no avail. As a consequence, we, the people of Nassau County, and most importantly, the victims' families, they're left with far more questions than answers. For myself, these questions center on three critical areas. First, the facility itself. A single preventable death behind bars would be too many, but the pattern of neglect, incompetence, and seemingly indifference at the Nassau County Jail is staggering. Now remember, two things here. The jail already has a checkered past, with the feds investigating in the 90s and keeping federal oversight until 2009 because of past problems. And of course, those 5 suicides in less than 2 years. Also, we're talking about a jail here. If this were taking place in a maximum security facility with convicted, hardened felons, it still would be unacceptable. But in a jail, with men still waiting for their day in court, men like Bart Ryan, a veteran suffering from PTSD who was arrested for a traffic violation. This should make all of us sit up and take notice. And on the subject of the public, I must have missed a referendum for Nassau County residents to decide that tightening fiscal belts meant eliminating stuff like training for suicide prevention, CPR, and the basics that the now understaffed guards will tell you could have made a huge difference in possibly saving lives. Now this incompetence, it will cost Nassau residents much more than a few bucks saved cutting corners. And one last thing, where is the accountability here? Who decided that the county executive, a man who's on record as saying a suicidal inmate will kill himself regardless of policies and practices, who decides that he answers to no one? Mr. Mangano is supposed to represent all the people of Nassau County, and the sheriff is supposed to keep the people in his charge alive. Neither man, I believe, has been up to the job. Now, we here at RFL will, of course, keep you updated on any and all developments with this story, and we encourage you again to make your voice heard with us on Facebook. For Kim and myself, thank you so much for joining us.